weather with the KX Storm Team.
Hey, Tom, how's the weather?
You know, I didn't see any other information about where the video was from, and I wish I had. But, you know, I grew up in the city, so I've never really worked on a farm. I just know that it looks like a lot of really hard work. And if you can take a few minutes for a break, boy, you deserve it. So thank you for that, Hey Tom. Okay, let's take a look at the smoke forecast. That's kind of what everybody's talking about right now. By tomorrow morning, there will be a bit of a shift in the wind, more northwesterly than westerly, and it's going to begin to help things. Now, maybe not first thing in the morning. In fact, some areas will still be pretty smoky early in the morning. Boy, pretty much most of the state. But watch what happens during the day. That northwest wind is going to help push some of the smoke out of here. And you can see other areas to the east where there's just very little showing up here. Now, southwest, western North Dakota, eastern Montana, still in the thick of the smoke is what it looks like. Now, that's noon tomorrow. And then by 7 o'clock tomorrow, some of the smoke from up in Canada, because of those northwest winds, may start getting pushed back down. So I can't say it's going to be completely gone, but the wind is changing. There may be some periods here or there where the air quality improves at least a little bit. That's Thursday morning. And then Thursday afternoon, like the heaviest smoke is going to be basically southern half of South Dakota and a lot of Montana. Still could be a little bit over, but that little bit of a wind shift certainly could help kind of clear up the air a little bit. 73 degrees right now, and you can see how smoky it still is. Just a 7-mile-an-hour northwest breeze. Minot 66 degrees, the west wind is at 9. And in Williston, 65 degrees, winds out of the west-northwest at 12 miles an hour. And Dickinson, 70, west wind at 10. So here are some of the other temperatures across western North Dakota, and it's pretty easy to see that from the last 2 days to today, it's a big drop-off in temperatures. And actually, I think yesterday I was forecasting temperatures a little warmer than this, but that smoke up in the atmosphere is really blocking some of the sun's energy, so we just didn't get a chance to warm up as much as earlier thought. The wind is roughly 5 to maybe 15 miles an hour, and pretty much area-wide, some areas westerly wind, some a slight northwest, but more of it's going to kick over to the northwest. So these are the winds up again right now, that's going on right now. So any of the rain is up in Canada. We have a few clouds, but it's obviously still very smoky out there. So the next thing I want to show you is Hurricane Sally, and I want to point something out here. Take a look at this number right here, movement north at 2 miles an hour. Most of us walk faster than that. So one of the many things that happens when you have a hurricane that is just offshore and is only moving at 2 miles an hour is it rains and rains and rains and rains and more rains. There could be spots that get 30 inches of rain. Now, not everybody's going to get that much, but 10 to 20 widespread, isolated spots of 30 because it is a very, very slow-moving storm. As we check out the 72-hour planner for Dickinson, it looks like tomorrow is going to be a cool day, probably only in the mid-60s, and yes, it is going to be hazy and it is going to be breezy. And then probably a little hazy on Thursday as well, but temperatures get back into the 70s, so that actually is going to feel pretty nice. For Williston, hazy and breezy tomorrow. Hopefully it clears up a little bit on Thursday. That's not a for sure thing. And temperatures back into the 70s. Tonight, most places in the 40s, but there will be some upper 30s in the northwest. And then daytime temperatures tomorrow, 50s and 60s, so a much cooler day. Here is a look at the Bismarck 7-day, and you can see how these temperatures are going to rebound next week. So we've got some cool weather ahead of us, Nicholas, and obviously that smoke. But it looks like once we get to early next week, we kind of get temperatures back maybe a little bit above normal.
Sounds good to me. All right, Tom, thank you very much.